A masterpiece awaits us if we'd only begin fitting the pieces to the puzzle in so that we can see the larger point of the story instead of being focused on that one thing, never understanding how it fits in, never understanding what it means into our life. So on a trip to my third rehab, one of the first things I noticed when walking in is they had all these puzzles that I guess had been finished and put together, and they put glue over them or whatever and framed them and hung them on the wall. And I thought, wow, man, that's beautiful. These were 1,000-piece puzzles, big, beautiful puzzles. And I thought, damn, who has the time to sit there and find each piece and put it together? And who even gets any satisfaction out of that, man? But if we think about it, that's our life. And especially as addicts, man, we have all these pieces that are a part of our life that make up who we are. But many times we get stuck on one piece. And you can call that hurt, you can call it tragedy, you can call it pain, you can call it loss, you can call it whatever, but we all have those few pieces that we stay focused on. And we begin to internalize those, and those make our identity, those become our truth, and they become the distorted reality that we live in because we're not looking at all the other pieces that make up who we are or have the potential to make up who we are. We're focused in on that one piece. And it begins to distract us from the larger picture. And if we want to embark on this road to recovery and actually persevere through the ups and downs and the valleys and the hardships and the mountains, the highs and the lows, we've got to begin to recognize we have to put those pieces of puzzle with the other pieces so that we can actually complete the puzzle of our life, the story of our life, instead of focusing on that one piece. Because as we put the puzzle together, we quickly realize that we have this big masterpiece, the potential for a masterpiece that is filled with all these pieces of our lives. And if we leave a few out, it doesn't make the masterpiece, and it leaves us depleted. It leaves our truth distorted, and it leaves us scratching our heads wondering who the hell we are because we're focused on this one piece instead of putting it in with the rest so that we can take a step back and look at the big picture, the masterpiece of our life. Because, God, no matter the horrible tragedies that piece represents, it's still not the whole of your life. It's still not the whole potential of your life. And if we can ever begin to align those with the other pieces, we'll be able to take a step back and look how that fits into our puzzle, our story, our masterpiece. And don't get me wrong, we've all suffered tragedy. We've all suffered hurts. We've all suffered things that set us back. And statistically proven that represents a large majority of addicts and people that are involved in substance abuse. But also a large majority of the rest of the world that doesn't deal with substance abuse have tragedies and hurts and loss. But they gather up the pieces and they put them into something that can give them a meaningful purpose where they can step back and look, aha, this fits like this fits here, and it makes this masterpiece. And when you stare at an artwork, when you stare at it, you don't stare at one little piece, because if you do, you'll miss the whole beauty of the actual artwork. Our life is as horrible as it has been in the past, and as horrible tragedy will be inflicted on us in the past, because that's life. Bad things happen. It's always going to align if we'll quit focusing on the one thing that hurt us, the one thing that left us behind. You can't focus on that forever because you're going to miss the whole masterpiece that awaits you if you would put this in and realize how it fits in with everything else. And again, yes, it was horrible. We all deal with horrible things, but what are we going to do about it? Are we going to put it into our puzzle? Are we going to put it into our story? Are we going to put it into our life so that it actually fits in with who we can be, and it leaves this guiding truth to who we can be? The quicker we realize that all things direct us to our higher potential, our higher meaning, then the quicker we're going to realize the games, the rules of life. To be focused on one thing that has hurt us, to be focused on one thing that has set us back without putting it in with the other pieces to realize how it fits in with the larger story, you're always going to be stuck in addiction. You're always going to be stuck in pity. You're always going to be stuck in resentment. You're always going to be stuck in bitterness. A masterpiece awaits us if we'd only begin fitting the pieces to the puzzle in so that we can see the larger point of the story instead of being focused on that one thing and never understanding how it fits in, never understanding what it means into our life. If you could grab that and maneuver it and flip it into your hands and begin to fit it into the puzzle, you'll see what it's there for. You'll see the potential that rises from that horrible circumstance or that situation that has left you feeling less than. Grab a hold of it, maneuver it, begin to fit it in and place it into the puzzle. Take a step back, see the larger picture, see your masterpiece, and realize that bad things are going to happen, but that's part of the story. That's part of everyone's story. Instead of focusing in on that and wasting precious time on losing yourself and your identity in that one piece, put it into the puzzle, take a step back and see the larger picture that represents your true identity, your true nature. And that's the heroic side of an addict. Someone that confronts the bad things, the horrible things, fits them into the piece of the puzzle and takes the steps forward that's actually going to move them into a desirable direction. I love you guys. You'll hear me next episode.